All right, everybody. I guess this is just maybe if you're watching this video on the Friday of the LCQ, it's a little too late, I guess. But I had other things going on, and this is just where it lined it up. So, yeah, we got the LCQ today and the World event on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I just felt like going over maybe some characters that we should expect to see in the LCQ and in the World Tournament that is this coming weekend. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Worlds is finally here, and we are so excited for it. Bertolt Hoover, Living Weapon. Bertolt 2, everyone knows about this guy. He got a huge errata. He no longer gets -2 damage, and his response is at the start of the end phase if someone's in deadlock. I don't think this killed him. It definitely slowed him down some. He still gets to draw discard 2 offensively and get damage. He just doesn't get to get -2 damage, so he could sculpt his hand, but he could still maybe give you 2 damage if he discards 2 of the same types. So he can't just go -6 damage with I'm With You and Mikasa's Admissions anymore, but he can do that offensively. So he's still probably a really good aggro machine. It's just he has to play defense a little fair. I'd assume this Aaron probably takes the new mantle of fire aggro right now. Aaron 3, Humanity's Hope. He gets to mill 3. He gets a speed for every Fury mill, the damage for every Titan. After an attack deals damage, if you have 25 more cards in your discard pile, you get to add 1 Titan card from your discard pile and transform him. When he transforms, he just becomes a world beater, and you're probably gonna die. Just like with Bertolt. He gets a bunch of damage. He gets to add a card from a stage to his hand. He gets -3 difficulty and 3 speed. He just sets you up. I think he may just take over the fire aggro role, just because he's a little inconsistent with his stats, and he may not be as consistent as Bert is. But I believe that Bert was broken, so yeah, like his consistency is still there offensively. It's just defensively he has to play a real game. But this guy, he may just be swinging for the fences every turn and just play out his entire hand and maybe block one thing and then just move on. Next up is Hanji Zoe 4 Eyes. If you haven't been paying attention or been living underneath a barn, our buddy Kevin Broberg over at Broberg UniVersus did a really sick Hanji Zoe Titan attack profile. I'll put it in the comments below, and not in the comments, in the description box below, so you guys can go check that out and give him a sub. She's like the new damage reduction deck, I believe. She gets to play this Greater Goal, Weapon Clash. Greater Goal is a huge one. Like I'm With You out of our stage because we put it face down. We can reliably play Titan Injection if we need to. Yeah, and she gets to play Recoup Time and Immortal to gain all the health and then get your damage down. So you get to be cognizant of that. Reiner Braun Warrior, in the same vein as Aaron and Bertolt, he's a fire aggro character. He also gets the Spicy Chaos symbol that needs no help whatsoever. But he has this really cool gameplay mechanic that you just can't one-shot him with like 34 damage. Like you have to go through 17 twice, and then if you time your attacks wrong and flip him, and then your next turn, your first move every turn gets -5. He gets to play a really cool game, like a deck building game, where he gets to play backups, assets, and all that stuff, so he can get those extra stats. And he would love to cycle fast, so he can get a bunch of damage. And then if you get to his backside, he gets to just nuke you from into oblivion. I threw Sasha Blouse, Food Fanatic, on here just because like a momentum style based deck, like her, Amajiki, the Godzillas of the world, like they are just a glutton for momentum. So you have to be cognizant of that. I don't know if she makes like into it. She takes someone into worlds, but she can surprise people. I think Sasha's very good. I just think the format is like, why don't you just play Godzilla instead? Because we want speed instead of damage. That's why. And we love to draw cards. She's an 8 hand size character, more often than not. Midoriya is Izuku Midoriya on the move, or Deku 6. This guy has been on everyone's radar since he's been out, and he hasn't really done a whole lot. But you still have to be prepared for him. Going into the World Tournament, I really wish if I knew people weren't playing this character, so I could cut Evade and Copy out of my sideboard. So, you have to have some answer to a mega giant flash attack, and that's really the only answer. Unless you have like response speed, like a Desperate Struggle or something like that to nuke to reset it. So he's always going to be on the list until he gets nerfed into oblivion or he rotates. Burt 1. I remember when this guy was previewed when the set came out, and his response wasn't once per turn, and everyone freaked out. For good measure, it's just crazy clearing. Like we see Pony do it, right? She clears her pool every attack. So why is he -1? Yeah, but why is he only once per turn? But nevertheless, he is technically a 7 hand size character on his front side. Gets to clear the pool once, which is really cool. His backside, he gets to ruin and burn you for each of his momentum. And then he gets 3 damage and stun 1. And then after your rival flips a foundation, you make him sacrifice it. So he has a bunch of that wall breaking board control potential. And it's just an inevitability in that stun 1, 3 damage. In the same vein as Hanji, you got a 7 hand size control character in a way, even though he can blitz you down. Erwin Smith, 13th Commander of the Survey Corps, he gets to play cool pieces like Erwin's Final Charge, Battle Order Release. He gets to play I'm With Yous when he can destroy I'm With Yous. Same thing with Aaron's Trials. They can just get blown up, sacrificed from a stage, removed, and X, Y, and Z happens. He's very good with the Greater Goal. Same thing with Hanji. One of the cool tech pieces you can do is you always cool your rival's attack, and then you Greater Goal it to make it even less, because you pay cost before the effect happens. So that should be on everyone's mind. Crystal Lens. If you haven't been paying attention, she is at the top of everyone's radar. After Travis Tanchman won nationals with her, I've said this character's been good since set 1 of AOT. Just took a good pilot and a fantastic deck builder to figure it out. But yeah, she's really good. And pack your 1-man Infernos, boys and girls, because that's your real tech against that character. Ymir. Yeah, it's Ymir, man. Everyone knows who this character is. She is the boogeyman. Proverbially the boogeyman. You don't want her to get to the backside, but if you can't prevent it, you kind of don't want to swing into her because you don't want to leave her at a low health total so she can gain it all back and then kill you. But I've vibed with this character for a long time. She's my favorite character at AOT. And yeah, she's just awesome to play. I love the gameplay pattern. It's just so much fun. Speaking of so much fun, Godzilla, one of the top decks in the room. Everyone's ready for him. Everybody knows. Even though he hasn't, in the NA National, he didn't top. I believe he topped in EU, and I don't remember. Don't think one topped in the OCE, but he's still there, right? He's on the cusp. So you have to be ready for all the damage he can throw, the city rampages, the determined advances. You have to be ready for that stuff. King Ghidorah, he should be on everyone's list. He breaks the game in a way that, it kind of like Reiner Braun does, but Reiner only gets it once. This guy gets to do it 3 times. So you can't overshot him. You have to do 10 3 times. And he's a defensive nightmare. He just vibes with a lot of really good control pieces. Rodon's Rodon. This guy is completely fallen off the map. I know, with the Satonis video that came out saying blocking is bad right now, one of the core game mechanics in the game. He blocks very well. That's like his game plan. He makes you overcommit into him after he blocks you, and then he backswings you. That's just not the game right now. I guess not all of the game, but yeah, like Rodon has dropped down a few pegs just because of that, but he's still good. Like there were a few Rodons in the top tables going into the final rounds at Nationals. He is a gamer's gamer. He is just one of the cool ones, right? Like the all version of Rodon is way cooler than the Void and Air version, because the all version gets to play double Jumbo Fist and the Funny Punch and Big Fist Bash. It gets to play all the cool cards. So we don't hate on that one. We hate on the combined firepower version. Mirko 2 made a giant splash at Nationals. Yeah, it was a combined firepower death build. Like I'm with you, stuff like that. But sure, you still need to be ready for turn 2 blitz you down aggro. And she can do that, because she just can throw her entire stage at you and just kill you. And my number one deck for probably the boogiest of boogeymen is Pony. After watching the Sam versus Tam thing and watching Marvin effortlessly play through Breaker 2, a stuff card pool, just Keiko's aids. It's like this character, something needs to be done. She draws her entire deck on turn 2 if she has the right combo of cards. I have a feeling I don't know. I don't know if anything's going to be. I think they're going to wait to see after set, because like she loses any means necessary, and just like Ymir, we lose new training methods, so she can't turbo build. I don't know if that helps at all, because you still get Wish Hards, you still get Feral Shrieks, so you're just knocked down one discard trigger. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. But like, yeah, like I've tested against this deck, and it's just like, okay, do you have it? Okay, so I have to kill you on my next turn, or I die on the next turn. I do think Lethal Slash is fine. It's a 2-check. You always run the run of 2s, but the issue is if Pony starts drawing those Lethal Slashes, you're probably dead. Like, it's just, as long as she has to worry about checking a 2, you're probably dead. Not the Brave is on here just because Chaos Pile. She can snap momentum at a gamble. She has a nice damage pump and a stun. Yeah, she's a really good versatile character that, that's super good. So you may see her. Next up is Elder. Elder Togoro is just kind of crazy at the present time. He is in the same vein as the Azuka Midoriya. Like, he could play like a one-shot attack and nuke you down, like just kill you. He can also defend very well with recoup time, and like Immortals, brief respites, and then blow up. Swap your stats, blow up I'm with yous, or loss of consciousness, just to make sure your board doesn't get to kill him. I think he has a hard time with turn 2 aggro, obviously. So like, it may not, like, if there's a lot of Pony, you won't see like Elder Togoro's in a bad state of mind. Pony just kills this guy. And then we got Jin, basically 6-hand size Rodon. The only benefit you get is that you can cancel an enhance ability on this guy. Unfortunately, that's maybe not the best thing, but like, you trade health and the cancel for sculpting the top cards of your deck. Like, and you're looking at more consistent speed hate on Jin than you are in Rodon based on the top card of your discard pile. Byakko, Big Cat, gonna flip your stage, gonna throw you. Like, I hate this character. Like, as a 7-hand size player, this guy is just a giant meat shield that just sucks. But yeah, he's super good, so expect him at the LCQ. Nicholas Wolfwood, just fire aggro things, death aggro things. Becomes an 8-hander when he wants to, if he has momentum. Always has he can play that casino package pretty well. Yeah, he's just super good. Himiko Toga 3, it's Toga 3, man. like she's been popular since she's came out. Even more popular after like Dark Tournament and more weapons have come out in AOT. She's just like the everyman's aggro deck, right? Like she's just aggro. Like she plays walk the dog very well. Choco 4, she's kind of fallen out of favor, but she can still kill you on turn 2, right? Like she gets the right hand and checks 5. She just like falling skies you to death, and you just like kasplat. Endeavor 3 still being played out there, but why wouldn't you just play Aaron Yeager or Reiner Braun? But yeah, like he's still good. He got a whole lot of mill support out of AOT2, and just made him even better. Hawks off of I believe a top 8 finish, made famous by Ryan Levine. That guy is a monster with this deck. It does take some time if you're not familiar with the Hawks character and the deck and how to play it. He's super good. He's very good at controlling speed, manipulating. He can DR and he can nuke your speed on an attack and flip it, and basically it's like DR. Same thing with like Spooky and stuff, which I'm surprised he wasn't playing in the deck. I gotta throw this in for my buddy Matt Childress, a Dark Horse Katsuki Bakugo 4. We're in a DR format. Why not play Bakugo? The issue is that he's very dependent on the 6 cards he draws, and they all have his face on him. Like he doesn't get to play really cool. He doesn't play the casino package very well. Like if you want to play air and cleric cards, you might as well just play Pony. Void, if you want to play like a Void hand control, you probably just play King Ghidorah, right? But like he's still there. Like he could surprise some people. He's a dark horse. He's always been a dark horse in my heart. Edgeshot, Clinton Thomas, and one other person I believe played Edgeshot at Nationals. Clinton Thomas topped. Lord Raptor 1 is still good. Surprisingly, people forgot about him. I think the 19 health scares people away. But if you're able to get set up, people just die. Because, 1-1 on every time you review a card is non-attack is crazy. He just becomes super good, and he punishes your opponent for overextending. I threw Mirio and Overhaul. They're still 2 popular characters. Mirio plays like a Chaos Slam build. Maybe a couple punches, or he could play knockdown blows into giant attacks. I want to say like I know female Titan attacks is maybe, I think that might be a punch, but yeah, like massive swing is crazy in this character. You could still play some off punch slam moves like Determined Advance if you want, and the attack delete, even though it's not a response, it's a commit, and during an enhance, it's still good, right? It's still good. Overhaul I threw in here because Andrew Holder came back yesterday and played in the Sam and Tam event. Too bad he had to play against Pony. But yeah, Overhaul, still good. Like, Andrew did some really sick things where he like blocked with the Mikasa's knee strike, built it with Desperate Plea, and then used Overhaul's Enhance to play it from his stage. So yeah, Marvin played out of his mind, and I'm just gonna say Pony's just broken. So yeah, especially with she's not broken. The character is fine. It's just she has too many discard to draw card outlets now. Kendo Rappa, it's my boy. I had him on the list. He's just a fire aggro list that can just kill you on turn 2 with the right hand. Nejire Hado, it's not a high tier event list without someone maybe playing her. It's surprising that this character has never topped ever. I don't know why. Maybe because there's just been better options to play, but like this character never topping so far is just crazy. Amajiki, yeah, like why? Like you play him because he has a nice DR on face. He gets to get a momentum every turn. In that Sasha Blouse Godzilla vein, playing Chaos Pile and doing good stuff with it. Koji Koda, someone will play him. He's someone's favorite character. The ally package is still really good. He can still ignore progressive difficulty for your ally cards. Yeah, he can still probably I don't think he's going to top cut, but I'm just throwing in some of these characters because they're rotating, and maybe someone's playing their favorite character for the last time with the LCQ for some reason. Toru 2 is probably coming out of a sideboard more often than not. She's very rarely the main. But yeah, you have to be ready for this, for your attacks to get bounced when they don't want to deal with them. Death Arms is still good into like turn 2 aggro, slows them down. He does play City Rampage very well. He does have the Chaos symbol, so he can determine advance. But yeah, he can play Death with determine advance. He can do a lot of cool things. Like, I think there's there might be like a deck out there, right? Like a Death or a Chaos build with him. Like, I know Sam Hyatt from the Milwaukee group. She played like a City Rampage Death Arms in St. Louis and was winning in away from topping. Yeah, the deck's super cool. You just got to find a way to win, is what it is. Recovery Girl, even though I don't think Recovery Girl is as dead as everyone thinks she is, I think she's still pretty decent. She just has to play a fairer defensive game. And the turn you go in, you better kill her. Or she's going to have all these foundations ready for you. And then you're just have to deal with like a monster puzzle. So she may be, she's probably still pretty good. It's just you have to defend properly. Mino Ashita 2. Everyone loves Mina 2 until you play against her and then you just get nuked. She's still very good. You know, she gets determined advance off of her symbols, which is crazy because I think I blew everybody's mind that the OCE found really cool tech because it has ranged. So yeah, you get hit by that and you get a momentum, and yeah, you're off to the races. Toga 1, everyone loves Toga 1, old standby. She's rotating soon, so maybe he's taking the old girl for one last ride. Mineta 2, still a pain in the ass to deal with. He can board control. He can play like this D build, a throw build. You just got to watch out for him because if you don't have a game plan or if you're not used to playing against him, yeah, it's going to be tough. Same vein, Fourth Kind Ingenium. Ingenium's in there for my buddy Paul Butler. It's his favorite character. I don't know if I doubt he's playing him for the LCQ, but more power to him. I know he's always going to have an Ingenium deck on, but I threw this in there because he's rotating and everyone loves Ingenium. Fourth Kind, again, just if you haven't played against him before, he may just get you. He gets to play defeating the Colossal Titan very, very well, and just like, to quote my buddy Zach Richards, send you to the moon and then just kill you. So yeah. So sorry for running over 20 minutes, guys. This is my LCQ Giants lookout list. You got to watch out for these guys. I believe that you're looking at some, like, I think there's 8 to 10 slots for the LCQ today, and I believe the characters are in here, obviously. So, but yeah, well, if I haven't seen you at Worlds already, come by, say hi, introduce yourself. I'm not the best with names. We may have met in the past, and I only see people once a year or twice a year, so please forgive me if I forget your name. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. Next week, we got a Worlds recap, my Keyleth Earth version 1, and then from there, maybe we have some cool Critical Role cards to talk about, or maybe some box openings. So we'll see you at Worlds. Good luck to everybody in the LCQ today, and until the next time, take care.